not everybody believes the same way. And that is something that for some reason, some people, and there are people on both sides of the aisle that have a problem with this, but predominantly on the right side of the aisle, in what we're about ready to talk about, they can't get through their head that people don't believe the same way. I'm going to play you a video of a young woman that has questions, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about it.
I know I'm not supposed to post, but I have to. I have a question. I fucking have to, okay? Liberals, when someone dies that you love, what do you do? Who do you talk to? If you don't believe in God, how do you communicate with them? How do you feel them? How does that work? How does that work? How does that work? I'm not even being mean. I just really, like, how, if your mom dies and you don't believe in God, how does that work? You can't, if you bury them, it doesn't fucking matter, because where are they going? If you don't believe in heaven and hell, what's the matter? What's the point of burying them? There's just so many questions. Someone please explain it to me.
Okay, well, let's start with the whole premise of your question being off base. Because the premise of your question is that all liberals are atheists and that there are no liberals that believe in God. And that is obviously simply not the case. Look at the makeup of Congress. How many atheists are in there? Very, very few. So right off the bat, you're coming to this from a standpoint of misinformation. That, you know, all liberals are folks that are atheists and don't believe in God, which implies, I guess I should say, that all people on the right do believe in God, which is also not the case. There are atheists on both sides of the political aisle. Excuse me, my computer screen is sort of blurring in my face. So right off the bat, that basis is incorrect. So then you asked, you know, if somebody dies, how do you feel them? How do you talk to them? You don't. As a liberal atheist, you don't. So I am somebody that doesn't believe in a God or a devil. Therefore, I don't believe in a heaven or a hell. I don't believe in a soul. I don't believe we're all going to become angels in some paradise afterlife somewhere. If you do, that's fine. If that helps you be a good person, that's fine. I don't. And you want to know why we don't believe like you, why we don't act like you, how we communicate with somebody that's gone. Here. So for example, my father is in an urn back here. That's my father's urn right there. That's what's left of my father. I have that little cubby set up as a memorial to him, a shrine, if you will. It contains the urn with his ashes. It contains his ashtray and his pipe that he used to smoke out of. A little tchotchke that he had on his desk, a picture of him, and a patch from his racing days. It's oh, and a model. My apologies of one of his race cars that we got for him. I keep that all there, not so that I can speak to him, not so that I can feel him, but as a way of remembering him and as a way of sort of paying homage to him. I can turn around at any point in time and say anything I want to the box that contains the cremations of my father, but I don't personally believe he can hear me because he's dead. There is no physical being to him anymore, and I don't believe that there is a spiritual being that is living in some afterlife somewhere. So I'm not trying to speak to my father. Sorry, the cat was crying outside the door. I don't believe I'm trying to speak to him. I'm not trying to speak to him because I know he's gone. So I do this. I keep his cremains here, like I said, as a way of remembering him, as a way of honoring him. But I'm spending my time talking to the people that are still here that matter to me. As an atheist who doesn't believe in an afterlife, I right now believe that I have 20 to 30 years tops with the people I love, my wife, my kids, my grandkids, my in-laws, cousins, aunts, uncles, 20 to 30 years tops. So from my perspective, I am not going to waste those years trying to talk to somebody that's gone if I don't believe they can hear me anyway. I'm going to remember him. I'm going to honor him. I'm going to make sure his memory is passed on to his grandkids and to his great grandkids to the best of my abilities. before my time on this earth passes. But I'm not going to waste my time talking to him. In my opinion, waste my time talking to him. If you think that it's a good use of your time to talk to your loved ones that have passed, then do so. But here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to look at you and say, I got to make this video. Why are you doing this? I do this to respond to folks like you that ask folks like me this question. I'm not a militant atheist. I'm not somebody that's got to go to war with anybody. But I will respond when I see shit like this. Who are we talking to? Nobody. We're talking to the people that are still in our lives. Because the people that are gone can't fucking hear us. They're dead. It doesn't mean we love them any less. It doesn't mean that we didn't care for them any less. It doesn't mean that we didn't still wish that we could have a conversation with them, because there are many people that I have lost that I wish that I could have a conversation with. My father, my stepmother, some of my grandparents, aunts and uncles that have passed along. Yeah, I wish I could have a conversation with a whole bunch of different people that have passed. But I can't, because they're gone. So I'm going to talk to the people that are here. Instead of chasing the people that are gone, I'm going to focus on the people that are here with what little time I have left. Tom, that's not a little time. In the grand scheme of things, it ain't much. You know what I mean? I've been on this earth a little over a half a century, and I maybe have a quarter of a century to go. I want to spend that talking to the people that are here, not the ones that are gone.